YouTube. Excuse me. Hello, YouTube. So I'm back at school. It's a new year, it's a new semester. I'm a little bit older, my birthday was actually a few weeks ago. And not to date myself or anything, that would be narcissistic even for me, but I finally crossed that threshold between childhood and adulthood known as turning 20. I may or may not have had minor to severe heart palpitations as I watched the clock wind down towards midnight the night before my birthday. And it's not just that turning 20 is kind of like a milestone birthday. This was just one instance of what has become a near constant state of life-related anxiety. To better understand what I mean by this, I'm gonna tell you a little story about when we freshman Caitlin went to career day. To kick off career day, we had a kind of keynote speaker person. She told us about her life and finding her calling as a public speaker or whatever, which between you and me, little freshman Caitlin kind of was confused by, seeing as she was falling asleep throughout most of this speech. Drowsiness aside, I do remember distinctly one story that this woman told us. So the speaker lady is sitting at her kitchen table or whatever. She's a teenager trying to figure out what she's doing with her life, and she's just kind of staring blankly off into the distance with this like look of sheer panic on her face. And her mom walks into the room and she's like, "Daughter, why are you staring off into the distance? What's wrong?" And this chick's just like, "The future." Now my little friends and I got a huge kick out of this freshman year in high school, but as time has gone on and as I've gotten older and forced into the real world a little bit more, I've come to the very uncomfortable realization that I am that speaker. Like, that's my life. That's something that I do with great regularity now.
Hey Caitlin, I was just wondering why—
The future.
Okay.
I feel like when you hit your 20s, you have this like quarter of life crisis that everybody goes through but no one warns you about. Pretty much everything becomes cause for an existential crisis. And you know, people moan and groan about midlife crises or whatever, but I kind of think the quarter of life crisis is infinitely worse. Oh, you're afraid of dying? Oh, boo-hoo. Try being afraid of living. I'm gonna go do homework and cry now. What's even the point?